What is up YouTube, it's Kingfisher745. And with this video I just wanted to give you my opinion on Marvel Avengers Alliance 2, which is apparently coming soon. Now many of you probably are aware there's going to be a Marvel Avengers Alliance 2 coming to mobile platforms. But even that is going to be expanded upon, which we'll talk about later. That information comes from a tweet. As you can see here, they've set up a brand new site. And they do have a trailer, though it doesn't show a whole lot about the game. I would show it, but I'm sure they want you to look at it on their site. So just go and check it out. One cool thing you'll want to check out is it says, register for Marvel Avengers Alliance 2 newsletter, and you'll get a free Guardians of the Galaxy superhero when the game is released. So this could be either Star-Lord, Gamora, Rocket, Drax, or Groot. If you're even remotely interested in this game, I definitely recommend you sign up. In fact, even if you're not interested, I would still sign up. Just in case. As far as other characters in the game, they do have a few heroes and villains, and it looks like more to be revealed soon. Now to get into a little bit about the game. It's going to be a sequel, or at least it's billed as a sequel to Marvel Avengers Alliance. I'm really not sure why they call it a sequel. I mean, obviously it's in the name, but it's very different. We'll find out more about that once we get into the article. I'm sure it makes sense, but I think that many of us are wondering what happens to the original if this is the sequel. But I'll get into my thoughts on that a little bit later. For now, we know you're going to assemble a team, and pretty early on apparently it's going to feature the Avengers, Daredevil, Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, and more. And you're going to battle enemies like Ultron, Baron Strucker, and other epic supervillains. It will still be a 3-on-3 type of combat. You're going to level up and customize your heroes, but you get to collect and equip unique abilities for each superhero. And judging by the article, there's going to be a lot of differences here. There's going to be bonus rewards for completing daily operations, and of course there's also going to be PvP tournaments. Then the team-up options, or their version of a distress call if you will, actually sounds like it's going to be amazing. Once again, that's going to come in the article, which we'll talk about next. At the bottom here, of course, there are some kind of warnings. There's going to be connection to social media, which is fine. In-app purchases, which they do have to make money. There will be an option for push notifications. Unfortunately, advertising for some third parties. But this includes the option to watch ads for rewards, which I do like. And of course, everything's owned by Walt Disney, which is fine with me. I love Walt Disney World. Seriously, you won't catch me saying anything bad about them. I think they make quality stuff, and their parks are awesome. Now the last thing it says in pretty big letters is coming soon only on mobile, but this is kind of clarified in a tweet. I was going to save them for last, but let me go ahead and say this part now. On the official Twitter handle, they said although we use the term mobile game, MAA2 will indeed run on many tablet devices. Then they also say we haven't announced the platforms and devices that will support MAA2 yet, so stay tuned for full details on that. Now this next part that we already have up on the screen is actually going to be the article's website, and this interview has a lot of details about the game. It's, per usual, conducted by Ben Morse, and he always does a great job. So if you want to read it for yourself, go ahead and check it out. I'm going to go ahead and summarize it and talk about it a bit myself, but I do still think you should check it out, and I'll place a link to everything in the description below. While I talk about things and just discuss my opinions, we'll run some PvP in the background. And this is from Marvel Avengers Alliance, the original, which you can find on Facebook, if for some reason anyone who's not familiar with it ends up on this video. Now in discussing the article, the basic premise of the new game is it's going to be a mobile-only RPG sequel to the hit Facebook game. However, it doesn't require any previous knowledge. It is going to include incursions, the multiverse, and everyone vying for ISO 8. But basically, new players won't be missing out if they haven't played the original. However, if you have played the original, many things in this new game are going to feel familiar. This should mean for any veterans of Marvel Avengers Alliance that would also like to play the new game, we should have a bit of an advantage. At least at first. And let me just stop right here for a moment. I definitely am going to play the new game. and I'm going to make videos on it. But I'm definitely going to continue playing both games. I mean, we have so much time and effort in the first game, and it's different anyway, so you don't have to choose between the two. Truth be told, I play mobile games when I don't have anything else to do, and I would prefer playing the game on PC anyways. So I'm definitely going to continue playing the original, and it's going to get the bulk of my time. One great thing though about having a second game is the fact that many new players may come to it and they haven't even tried out the original. So it could draw in new players, new subscribers to the channel, and both games hopefully end up prospering. That would be the best case scenario. But of course, that's something we can talk about more later. The next part of the article talks about the differences. First of all, the new game is going to be 3D, as opposed to the 2D version which currently exists. But it's still going to be a 3-on-3 turn-based RPG. Now there are going to be some changes, however features like slotting ISO 8 is going to have very little change. They just note that there's going to be some small improvements. As for other features like the distress call, as I mentioned earlier, it's going to be so much more. In Marvel Avengers Alliance 2, you can bring in one of your friend's heroes with their exact loadout and stats, and use them as if they were your own. This means having powerful allies is going to make a huge difference. Just imagine being a low level, and you bring in someone's amazing hero. It's a pretty cool concept, I have to admit. Another major feature change will be the abolition of the stamina meter. Instead, characters will have different secondary resources, such as Hulk's rage meter and War Machine's ammo. That sounds like a pretty cool change. I'm getting tired of stamina. Now, one of the biggest changes that was announced for the new game is your agent won't be involved directly in the battle. As they put it, they've been promoted to S.H.I.E.L.D. Commander. That means your agent won't fight in the missions themselves. However, instead of weapons and gear customization, this game is going to give you the power to customize what abilities your hero enters with. So you're not just going to have standard abilities for every hero. They're going to be a lot more customizable. Hopefully this will add a lot more variety to the game, and especially in PvP. It does get tiresome only facing the same OP heroes. Then another one of the great changes that they announced. I really like this idea. You're going to take a team of 6 heroes into a fight. So yes, it will be 3-on-3, but you'll have 3 on the front lines and 3 in the back line. Then you can tactically swap in, or fill the spot of a defeated ally. Each of the 6 heroes will have a loadout of 3 customized abilities, and this says out of 8 choices for each hero at launch. On top of that, they'll have a default tactical ability that is unique to each hero and always available. This takes the place of Recharge from Marvel Avengers Alliance. And I agree with Justin, who's the one giving this interview. That probably is the most exciting change in MAA2. Now, for those of you who are worried about the new game replacing the old game, there are 2 different development teams. So there's one for Marvel Avengers Alliance and one for Marvel Avengers Alliance 2. They do share the same office, but still they're working on different games, but still able to share ideas. So that's one good thing, and that was stated on Twitter. Anyways though, just to kind of finish the article, it's pretty in-depth. The storyline of course is going to focus on incursions, ISO 8, and Hydra. But I'm sure it's going to be similar in that new villains and new storylines will be added all the time. The characters that you'll begin the game with are of course the Avengers, Iron Man, Black Widow, Captain America, Thor, Hawkeye, and Hulk. But then the Guardians will be coming, and Spider-Man, She-Hulk, and the like. Who knows, I'm sure we're bound to get some new characters that may not even exist in Marvel Avengers Alliance yet. Plus there's going to be different artwork and costumes I believe, so that's going to be pretty cool. The other cool thing is, you could bring in several Spider-Men into the same combat, according to Justin Woods. So hey, I may bring in a full Spidey team. Now just to move along because we're getting kind of to the end and I want to get to some of my opinions. Or more of them. The first chapter is going to be Sinister Six, second will be AIM, the third we're going to actually take on Thanos, plus Ronan the Accuser. So that sounds pretty awesome. Every chapter is going to have 3 difficulties, so you'll face off against different bosses and take different paths. To earn playable villains, you have to complete a huge set of tasks for each chapter. That will be the chapter mastery. There's going to be trials and a rank system where you can improve your hero's star rank, plus of course PvP tournaments with hero rewards, scouting missions that will help you level up your heroes, daily tasks, power cells which I believe give you new heroes, and experience. So yeah, there's going to be a lot, and I'm sure we'll find out a lot more once the game is launched, which I don't see a date just yet. On Twitter though, @MAA Insider says they'll give us more details on everything else, and maybe further explain some features like swapping skills. So we'll just have to stay tuned for that, and like I said, I'll definitely be making videos and fully covering this new game. I really do think it sounds very promising, and it really does have me excited. I've been waiting for this for a while. I remembered they had announced it, but I wasn't sure what was going to happen. A lot of the features really sound great. The distress call, the customization, the fact that you bring in 6 heroes and can swap them in and out. Well, I just think it's going to be enough to be different from the first game, and so it should be really fun to play in addition to Marvel Avengers Alliance, which I don't think is going anywhere anytime soon. So don't worry about it. We still have 3 more chapters in Season 2 which they completely had planned out, and since it takes 5 or 6 months to get a new chapter, that puts it over a year away. The other thing is, panicking and worrying and spreading different rumors doesn't help out the game. In fact, you're kind of causing its demise. It's like when Neo knocked over a vase, I think, in one of the Matrix movies. The Oracle said something like, "And watch out for that vase or glass," and then he swung around and hit it. Well, she said something along the lines of, "Now what's really going to bother you is, would you have broken it if I didn't say anything?" By saying that a game is going to be overtaken or shut down, you're causing it to be abandoned sooner. People may not play as much, or quit altogether, and certainly they aren't going to want to spend any money, which ultimately will lead to a game's demise. So honestly, I say just keep playing Marvel Avengers Alliance and enjoy it. Who knows if the new game will even make it? I hope it does, because I think it can actually help the first game. Maybe new players will look for videos and they'll see mine and be like, what's this other game? Let's just look on the positive side for now. Like I said, it doesn't help to speculate on when the other game may or may not close. What I can tell you is if we continue to play it and continue to support it, it's going to stay around. So yeah, stick with the old game and play the new one if you want to, but play it in addition to the old game. The important thing is, do what makes you happy. And I hope my videos make you happy. So that's going to be it for this one, but I do want to thank you all for watching. Ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck and take care.